The
Right over the head.
All right, Mark, you can go ahead.
All right, thanks. And I did want to know, thanks, Denise. I think that was really nice. And just considering for all of us, even though we're all individual owners, but certainly living so close, we're like family. So all these folks will certainly be missed as well. Do want to call this meeting to order, a special members meeting for the voting of the amendments for the declaration today at 1/13/2026 at 6 p.m. in the Ocean Lounge, as well as Zoom. Barbara, can you do roll call, please?
Eski Barini.
Present.
William Valerio.
Present.
Alex Michaelis.
Present.
Denise DeLuise. Mark Jara.
Present on Zoom.
Roseanne Benaforte. Barbara Savali. Present.
Okay. Scott, can you please confirm that you posted accordingly for the special members meeting
Yeah.
per Florida statutes?
Yeah, because this is a special meeting of the members, this required a 14-day notice. And I do certify that this notice was posted and emailed/mailed out to the unit owners at least 14 days prior to today's meeting.
Thanks. So moving along, it's Scott, I'm going to ask you to review I think it was 4 or 5 amendment recommendations for the association. If you could go through those, and then we could consider if there are any next steps in the process.
Yes, I will need to take a couple minutes to grab the ballots that were turned in as residents were coming into the meeting. So if I could just have a couple minutes to add those votes onto the electronic votes that we received.
Okay.
Take a nap. Take a nap? No. For some reason, I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. I couldn't go to sleep. So I did too. Yeah. Just got up. Been up by 4. That means I'll be in bed early tonight.
I would say after that.
So what did you think hey, Frank, what did you think of the security system?
I mean, it's where you gotta update these things.
Right, Isabella is counting the ballots that have come in. Once I get those numbers from her, I will
It can be breached.
announce the tallies.
Okay.
And he's just walking in and out.
Yeah, and they'll start breaking into apartments.
Sure. You can go 3 different ways. You can go 3 different ways. Yeah. Phone, fob. Oh, yeah. European piece. They think it's an area. Think of it. Oh, sure.
Into an empty apartment.
I remember to swear that.
Yeah, I think it was really good.
I was in darkness all day. Most of the day.
Yeah, it was on
Houses in somewhere.
an idea of how to was well presented and
It can't be duplicated.
no,
So that's all that
yeah,
matters.
You can't put it up right.
yeah. Such an easy system.
Hey, Reva.
Doesn't inconvenience anybody, you don't even know they're doing it.
And we can upgrade it at any time because it's built into their system already to have apps on the phone.
Oh, really?
We didn't do
So I thought,
get quorum over here. What kind of
Yeah.
electronic voting, what kind of electronic voting do we have?
it was
For this?
Yeah.
very good, very
We did have electronic.
Oh, we had,
People signed up for electronic.
Good evening, everybody. May I raise a point of information?
Some people do. I
oh, we
do.
had that quorum?
Scott, I think there was a hand up while I was getting counted, and maybe about the voting.
Yes, thank you. This is Paul G. Molia, 1605. We are currently remote. The purpose of the meeting is to count the votes or to discuss the amendments.
to count the votes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yep.
They're much easier to do electronically. What I do is I turn not work.
Wife gets the emails, so.
That's the way I do it. I get some. I have 2 business emails. I have 3 personal emails. You started out with emails with AOL when AOL was the only one. I never got rid of it. Then I got my Verizon one and I got my Gmail.
I got it one too.
Forget about the emails. How about the folks that have like 2 or 3 different phones? How do they keep up with that?
You heard us. He's dropping on us there, Mark.
No, you can hear it.
It's a good thing the mics weren't on earlier, Mark.
I heard the FOB meeting was pretty good. It was a great presentation.
Excellent.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
I think we even convinced Brooke.
The integration is very easy, Mark.
He gets shell shocked.
Just give them
That's what I heard. Yeah.
a CSV file, CVS, the CSV file, and they just upload it. You have 2 seconds.
Even though it's
Upload it.
26, I think he's still back in 1970.
Breaks are hot. Just got a text.
You couldn't call it. You
Surprised Frank's not texting me.
Too bad while we're waiting, we can't have open mic.
Not a whole lot of people on Zoom.
Oh, what you do?
Not good with Joe.
I'm not lousy joke. Anybody tell you a good joke?
They got me named John.
I'm sure he's met her. Yeah.
Is there an easy way for you?
For what?
Check it. We have to, is that easy to check?
I'd have to go through the minutes of the past year.
I'll do it in a few minutes.
Now, did we get a good number of packets? Still new ones?
No, the tally's coming to an end.
They needed more fingers and toes. Coffee's not here.
I think he's. Oh, Carol came.
Yeah.
That's actually just has.
She's got that asthma, yeah. Someone that's working for me has asthma.
All right, so we're jumping back on item 4 of the agenda, vote on proposed amendments to the declaration of condominium. First amendment that was being voted on, should Article XV of the declaration of condominium be amended as follows? And this amendment has to do with the allowance of dogs 25 pounds and under. The current tally on this amendment is 142 yes, 53 no, and 1 chose not to vote. Item number 2 was, should Article XIX of the Declaration of Condominium be amended as follows? And this amendment has to do with the installation of hurricane protection on each apartment. Article XIX. This one had 153 votes to approve, 41 do not approve, and 1 I choose not to vote. The third amendment to the Declaration of Condominium that was being voted on was, again, additional language requiring the installation of impact glass windows and doors onto the apartments. That was Article XX of the Declaration of Condominium. That amendment had 153 yes, 41 no, and 1 chose not to vote. The fourth item, Article XXI of the Declaration of Condominium. This one, again, was additional language as far as making it a requirement to have impact resistant glass on windows and doors of the apartments. This one had 157 yes, 37 no, and 2 chose not to vote. And the last item that was voted on, Article XXV1, Section 5 of the Declaration of Condominium. And this amendment had to do with limiting the number of units rented in the building at any one time to 15% of the total units. And that one had 125 approve, 70 do not approve, and 2 chose not to vote. So those were the 5 items being voted on. In order for an amendment to the declaration to pass, it does require 186 yes votes, which is a majority of the units in the building. So as of now, 0 of the 5 amendments that were voted on have passed.
Okay. So, Scott, I believe for Florida statutes, we have 90 days, and we could also reconvene as many times prior to that. My recommendation would be to, if we're going to have another board meeting late January, beginning of February, to include a special members meeting ahead of that, half hour ahead of that.
Yes,
I don't know what the thoughts of the other
Yeah.
board members is.
I agree with you, Mark. I think we should
I
try to get
agree.
these votes.
I agree as well.
So, Scott, I think we need to make a motion on this. Is that correct?
We need to make a motion to reconvene the meeting, and we have to state the date and time that the meeting will reconvene.
Okay. What was the date we're looking at potentially for the board meeting? February 2nd or 3rd, was it, or something like that?
The third is the Tuesday.
3rd to Tuesday. So I have a motion for reconvening the special members meeting, February, what was that, 3rd at 5:30 p.m. preceding the board, the monthly board, Playa del Sol board meeting.
Okay, I motion to continue this special members meeting to February 3rd at 5:30. Need a second?
Okay.
I second that.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn the special members meeting?
We don't adjourn it. That's it. We're reconvening at February 3rd at 5:30. We don't adjourn.
You don't adjourn.
Yep.
Okay, thank you
Do
for
I have a
coming.
motion to adjourn the meeting?
No, Mark, we do not adjourn the meeting. It's kept open until February.
Oh, right. Yep, got it. You're right. All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
You want to
Thank you. Bye.
help with that, why we have to, some of them are confused,
Okay,
why we're
okay.
doing it, because we didn't get the votes.
So for those of you who are kind of unfamiliar with this process, the association did not collect enough votes for any amendments to pass. Florida statute does allow for the board, if they choose, to keep this meeting open and to reconvene it at a later date. I believe it's no more than 90 days past today's
That's right.
date, which would open up the voting again and allow for anybody who hasn't voted yet to vote in hopes that the association collects enough votes for the amendments to pass. So the board made the motion to reconvene the meeting until February 3rd, 5:30 p.m. We'll do this again. We have our tallies so far, and we'll just add on to these votes anything that's collected between now and February 3rd, 5:30 p.m.
And then we're having a board meeting after that.
Yes, and then at 6
Yes.
o'clock on February 3rd, we'll have a normal monthly board meeting.
Are you gonna send reminders to the people who didn't vote?
Yep.
Yep.
Maybe explain a lot more from some of these things so that people will actually understand what they're voting for. Because a lot of it just, it just sounds like more money, more money, more money. And for the people that do pay their maintenance and does everything that they're supposed to, it almost seems like they're gonna be charged even more money.
Okay, so the First Amendment is to allow dogs 25 pounds and under into the association. Okay,
Money.
I mean, that's always been the thing that it was supposed to be to begin with. And all the things that you're adding to it are the things that the way it was beginning to, then when we were allowed to do dogs, and a lot of us, we
Okay.
abided by the rules, so we got the papers, and we got you all the, everything that you're supposed to have.
so the
Yep.
declaration did not allow for pets into the building.
Right,
Yes, service animals, ESA animals by law are allowed,
right,
correct?
right.
So now with this amendment that the association is trying to pass, it would allow dogs up to 25 pounds that are not ESA.
Right,
Okay,
but you already have a, I mean, what are you gonna throw the people that have them
She
in
identified
town,
herself.
that aren't, you don't understand.
Service already,
Yes.
Scott, you need to explain it better.
We just make. See, that's what I'm saying, the wording needs to be done, because then you're saying that it just doesn't come out correct.
so by law, we're not allowed to tell residents you cannot have an ESA okay. So that's, nothing's changing with that. We're just wanting to allow.
A pet, non,
There's so many things that, I wanted to have a bird, and they said I couldn't have a bird,
It's an emotional bird.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Snell. I am the Regional Director with First Service Residential. So just to clarify, right, the terminology. The amendment is to allow pets. An emotional, right? Not
Dog.
Dogs.
a pet, right? A dog that's a pet.
Right.
An emotional service animal or a service dog is not considered a pet. It's considered a working animal. And those were allowed before by law, by, what we had to do. The association is going to change that to allow a dog for a pet. So everybody could have one as long as it's under 25 pounds.
yeah,
saying,
Okay.
but you look at the people that have the dogs in here that have come in that without service animals, without emotional, but that are big dogs. They're not friendly. They have two dogs, not one dog.
And how would that be handled?
He should come.
Exactly.
If
That's
they're-
what
if
I'm
they're already-
asking, you know, and
So-
then you're saying that, I guess you want me to pay you want me to pay $500 for my emotional support.
So if I'm already in here and I've got a 50-pound dog, the
Yeah.
question is, what happens to me with my 50-pound
Well,
dog per pet?
We'd have to see if it is an actual ESA or service animal, which
You know,
a lot of these are.
dogs, and I'm happy that
Okay.
we have them. I just don't want anything to come back on me, who has gone through all the proper, you know, things to do what I have with my pet here, who is adorable.
Okay. And then the second, third, and fourth one has to do with requiring all owners to have impact resistant
Yeah.
windows and.
But what it says when I'm reading into it, now this is just me, and I'm sorry if I'm.
Yep.
They're not allowed.
Come up to the mic.
Excuse
me.
Excuse me, can you come up to the mic
Yes, step to the mic.
and then identify yourself, please?
I'm Nadine Houston in 102. I've been here, well, my parents bought it when it was new, and I'm still here. But anyway, so the way I'm reading it is that the people that don't have the impact windows, and I have abided by all the rules, mine are, the right ones and everything. I don't want to have to pay for these other people to have them put in,
You don't
or I
have to.
have assessments put
You're
on
not.
me because they haven't.
You don't.
You won't. It's not reading.
Right, the individual unit owner is obligated.
Talk to me.
So the right here, the cost of installing impact resistant glass shall be assessed as a common expense to the apartment owners. Apartment owners who have previously installed code compliant impact glass shall receive a credit as provided for the condominium.
I don't want to have to pay and then get a credit. Are you just saying that I'm not going to have to pay that because it's not
You're-
reading correctly?
You will not have correctly. You will not have to pay for somebody else to have impact glass
Okay.
installed.
So I think maybe a lot of people aren't understanding this because I know I voted no for that. Maybe I'll change my vote if I understand some of these things better.
So the best thing would have done would to get an understanding before you're voting,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, it-
Meeting, have an open meeting.
Yeah.
That explain this. So the rules committee that worked
And-
on this for 2 years, every month would have a meeting. And so you can watch it on Zoom or, you can, talk to them about it.
As we were,
Yeah, and Barbara, and I think the notices also with Scott's Communications noted that if there are any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to Scott as well, who's well versed in what would transpire with these votes.
what did you say?
He said, come to the management office and ask questions if you have them.
Be able to change
I got a question about the windows, Scott. In the original proposal, it was that people are gonna need scaffolding to caulk the exterior windows. Is that still in the scope of work?
No, we've decided not to have the requirement of the
Does everybody
scaffolding.
know that? Because a lot of people may not know that.
So it wouldn't have the,
No, there's a work scope in the office.
yeah.
So in the architectural modification packages need to be filled out in the event a unit owner installs windows or doors in their unit. It stated that on the non-accessible windows, which would be the windows off of your balcony, that a bozeman chair or scaffolding was required for the installation, so it could be help sealing the exterior of the window properly. We have removed that from the package due to having problems with vendors willing to come in and work in the building and actually do that for residents. There's been next to none, basically, that's been willing to do that. They just tell the residents that, I'm sorry, we can't work at your building.
All wants to know.
And then
We took it out there.
And then the last item was limiting the maximum amount of units that can be rented at any one time in the building to 15% of the 370 units. And this has to do with purchasers or people who want to purchase into the building being able to get mortgages. Because when there's a threshold of what the building should be percentage wise that's being rented. I've heard different numbers, 18, 20%. But ultimately, we did put that, we wanted this amendment to pass that 15%. So we don't go past that threshold, which makes it easier for residents if they do want to sell their unit, whether it's just only being able to have somebody buy it cash rather than obtain a mortgage because we're at such a high rental rate. So that's, again, that's an amendment that's trying to help the current unit owners now and help potential purchasers to be buying into the building.
Yep.
Rosario.
Wait, you would have to come up.
13%, we went from 13 to 15.
Rosario, 1009. You stated that the meeting is being not adjourned, but reconvened.
Right.
I'm not a lawyer, but I think if that is the case, the vote, you cannot add the new votes to the ones you have. We have to revote again. It's a new meeting.
But no, it's the same meeting. The meeting has not closed. So the meeting is continuing, and by Florida statutes.
By Florida statutes.
By law, this is allowed. We're allowed to do it.
Adjourning the meeting. You're not.
The meeting wasn't adjourned.
No, we're not adjourning. Not adjourn. We didn't adjourn it.
Not adjourned.
Yeah, we're leaving it open.
Open.
Wait, Pam, there was somebody else in the back.
I think somebody had a question on what the rental threshold is right now for the building. There isn't one.
Isn't that insurance?
Pam Area 2516, does that mean if somebody casts their vote today and they decide to change their mind, they will be able to or not able to?
We would, if they voted through, Joe. Yes, we can contact, get quorum to, allow somebody to go back in and change their vote if they wish. Yeah. Yeah, so if you voted online and you want to change all of your votes, please send me or Isabella an email. That way we can contact, get quorum, and then they will send you an email to allow you to change your vote. If you handed in a ballot at the meeting today, come see us at the office. We'll return your ballot and you can fill out a new one.
What is the percentage of rented?
Right now, 13 and a half.
Right now.
We're at about 13.5%.
You're in here. If I want to rent my unit, I'll know what my chances are.
I don't think we're that high. So we're somewhere.
Yeah.
They
gotta come up to the mic, please.
Somewhere between 10 and 13% right now.
Who is speaking?
Come up to the mic.
Excuse me, whoever is speaking needs to come up, please, and identify yourself so that we all can hear you. The people on Zoom cannot hear you.
Come up to the mic, please.
Come up to the mic, please. We don't want anyone to sit in the back and yell. Sorry.
Don't even answer him. I don't know who he is.
Please, if you want to be heard, we're happy to listen to you, but please come up to the mic.
Procedurally, if you want to speak at the meeting, you have to identify yourself as an owner and what unit you're in. That's the law in Florida.
Is anybody else or anybody on Zoom that has any questions?
All right.
Let him come up and speak on the mic. You have to identify yourself, sir, with your apartment number.
My name is Brian Biggers. I'm in 1509. I'd like to have the specific names of mortgage companies and banks that have told you they don't allow more than 15% tenants in the building. Okay?
It's not that they don't allow it, sir. It's just that it's more difficult for people to qualify for that.
Excuse me. I'm a real estate broker, and what you said in this meeting was that you needed to push this because You wanted people to be able to get loans, and the banks are telling you that with more than 15% of the units rented, that they're going to have problems issuing a loan, and that is not correct. I've never heard of that.
So I'm excited this, too, sir, because, the more renters in a building, the more, maintenance that we have to do because they don't take care of our property the way, that owners do. So.
About the threshold, no bank I've ever run into, and I've been at this for 60 years, says you can't have more than 15%. I've heard of 50, so I don't know why you put that number out there. I don't believe it. But you're gonna go back to tenants are harder on the building than owners. I'm addressing what you said.
Can I just say something from my past experience?
Yeah, Alec, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, my past experiences, from what I remember, if it's over 50%, the building's not considered a residential building, it's considered a commercial building. That's what I was told. So I think we have to get some facts here.
People can come in and
Now,
take
also with the windows, what is the benefit to have a fully impacted window building? Our insurance is gonna go down, so there is benefits to these things. That's why it has to be very clear. Why do we want this event? What are they gonna help us do? These have to be clarified. And also with the windows, everybody was telling me, all the people that were coming here giving prices, they didn't want to get prices because they wanted scaffolding on the 17th floor to cork a window. So as long as that's out, I think that's gonna help a lot of issues. Again, if the building is completely hurricane proof, our insurance goes down. If the building is less than 15% occupied, it's not a commercial building, it's a residential building, and our insurance and our units go down.
Yeah, and Alex, specifically, our insurance coverage also calls out that it must be 100% hurricane impact resistant. So it is called out via an insurance as well.
People gotta know that.
Yeah. And I just want to confirm one
Name,
thing.
please.
Oh, Kathy, 2714. I just assume everybody knows me. I'm a realtor here also, and a couple of my buyers tried to buy in a building that the percentage was higher than 15%, and the bank chose not to give them the financing. Because once again, it was considered an apartment house as opposed to it being a residential.
Yes.
That's the reason.
And it's happened to me, that deals did not close because of that reason, as far as the financing is concerned.
You need to go back to California.
And Kathy, the banks would have their own personal criteria that they may not share with the applications, right? As well.
I'm sorry. It was the bank's discretion. Okay, so it makes it more difficult, especially banks like Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, all of those, AAA, whatever. They look for a reason not to give financing.
I'll give them the loan.
You'll give them more.
Marie from Unit 715.
Speak into the mic.
Wait a minute, speaking to the mic,
Unit
please.
715. And as far as the windows, why wasn't that taken care of when the scaffolding was on the building? Why are we waiting till now?
Or documents.
It's the owner's responsibility, it's not the building.
Owners, but why isn't that?
Yeah.
Mark, you want to answer that?
Seems like.
You don't need this.
Yeah, so well, I think the question was, why didn't we do that earlier? Well, the point was we didn't have that in our declaration. So now as a board and a document, rules committee put forward a recommendation, and we're able to put this out for vote, and hence why we are doing it.
I remember getting emails while we were having the construction that everyone had to have the windows put in.
No, anybody that wanted.
Yeah.
Would be.
All we could do at that point is recommend and ask, but this is a requirement now. If it passes via vote, it would be a requirement.
One more thing.
Name?
My understanding is about the rental things is that we don't want this place to be like a motel where you've got them coming in and coming out.
Commercial, be residential.
So we bought ours on the beginning, and as far as I know, it's always been this way, that You have to live in the building for at least 1 year before you can rent it. And it has to be rented in increments of 1 year.
Correct.
No less. So why is it changing or has it changed?
That's not changing.
Okay, so I don't understand what this other
Again,
portion about that, because that was the one that I voted.
again, if it's more than 15%, 15% is 55 units. If we have more than 55 units rented, they can classify this building as a commercial building.
Okay, so only 15% of these apartment owners can rent their building for 1 year increments.
15%, they can consider this a commercial building.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There would be a cap of only up to 15% of all our units.
Yeah.
Viviana Ayala, 216. My question is in regards to the windows. So all along, it has highly recommended that we get the right windows, which some of us did, some of us didn't, some of others didn't. How is this going to be enforced if the amendment does pass? What's the enforcement on this? Charge for it. We're paying for it. It's been years since we've paid for it. The same people who've not changed them. So what makes us think if we vote and nothing happens? I mean, what's the enforcement plan?
Well, the first thing is the amendment's got to get approved. Once the amendment gets approved, then Scott takes over.
What the amendment is giving us the right to charge back the unit owner for the cost of replacing windows.
That's it.
We didn't have the right to charge back the owners for replacing their windows. So now we're enabling ourselves and giving the condo association the right to build back the cost of the windows.
Right. And put it on the unit owner from a lien perspective that they would have to pay this at that point. We don't have that right now.
When they write these things.
Okay.
All right, very good. Let's go home.
All right. Very good. So we're going to reconvene on the 3rd at 5:30 p.m. And Scott will notice a meeting once again.
Unit 1812. My question is, some of the windows are impact windows in the building, but they've been put in 10 years ago or maybe 15 years ago. Now, the impact windows that are put in today are different, probably better quality. So why are you going to make the difference?
There's two types of windows. One is an impact window and one is a tempered glass window. The new laws in the Florida is now an impact window to protect the building from objects being thrown at the windows.
I'm talking about the impact window.
Yes.
Hurricane impact window.
As long as the
They
hurricane
were put in
impact.
10 years ago, 15 years ago, but
That's
they are
good enough.
If they weren't just 15 years ago.
Never?
I don't believe so. I think
So-
up 2008. If I
Then you would be fine.
2007. We got that.
Sorry, thank you, Barbara. Correct.
That's
That's
okay.
19 years ago.
So, we have a list of everybody that doesn't have correct impact windows.
Okay. Thanks, yeah, that.
The residents that have the original thin windows to the building has been notified before the amendment went out to vote that there will be an amendment going out to vote requiring impact windows be installed. And if it were to pass, it would affect you and your unit. So yes, advance notice has been.
No brainer. A no brainer.
People don't want to do it.
We're paying more, but they don't want to do it. But we're paying for it.
Well, they don't want to do it.
You know the number of units?
Not the exact on top of my head, but I think it was around 15 units.
But they're holding us hostage.
Yes. Open the original windows.
So do the original, but we have people
What
that
about the
have
other
the
windows?
older glass windows that Alex is talking about.
Anyway, that's it.
Yeah.
Go.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
That was fun.